We are finally at that point again where Ubisoft is teasing the next season for Rainbow Six Siege. However, Ubisoft is taking a different approach when it comes to teasing this time around, which is actually pretty exciting. But with all that said, I'm not going to keep you here any longer, so let's start the video. To start the video off, a day or two ago, Ubisoft decided to give us a mini update to the roadmap, and not really much has changed except for one thing that we're about to talk about. To start off, the new map is confirmed to come this season. As we know, last year, Nighthaven Labs got delayed for a whole season, and that's why we have Stadium Bravo as a conversation for that season. So it's good to see that we are getting the new map. We also know the AI playlist is still coming this season, which I'm very interested to see how this will work. But, you know, we gotta wait about a month, I would think. The shield rework mechanic looks like that is not going to necessarily come this season, but we are getting a test build for it. I think it is a test server lab that they're calling it, and we're going to see it some point in the next few months. We may not get it this season. It may be early in year 9. I'm not entirely sure. But a controller revamping is coming this season, and here's what they have to say about it. We are actively working on improving our players' comforts on console. In Year 8 Season 4, we will be providing an easy way to completely customize your controller's input. This is a long-requested feature is dedicated to ensuring it answers all our console players' needs. Taking your feedback into account, we'll also be implementing a new action allow leaning while hip-firing on console later in the season. So you heard it here first, folks. You can actually hip-fire lean on your consoles or your controllers, technically, which I'm just saying 2019-year-old me would just absolutely love this, because that is one of the reasons I didn't really like console on Siege, because, you know, we had a complete full feature that wasn't on the console version of Siege, and I'm actually really happy to hear this. It's not really a big deal. Like, console players have obviously gotten used to it after nearly 9 years of playing this game, but it is such a nice thing for the controller players to have this, and I'm really happy it's coming in. So, 3 more things we have to talk about with this roadmap update. To start, we have a frag grenade update coming in this season. The main reason why they are doing this is because frag grenades are basically the 1.5, but for the attackers. The main issue with frags is that, 1, they are pretty good at clearing out utility, and number 2, the main issue that people have is the fact that attackers can go from below on a soft surface, time the nade right, and get an easy kill for the floor that defender can literally do nothing about. Like, there is no counter to it other than just move. And, you know, you really don't know if they're trying to nade from below, so you have to pray to God that he's on your side today. And I think it's just unfair and very annoying to just die to some BS like that. But at least we're going to get an update on it next season. And I've heard Ubisoft talking about, because of this update, that more operators will be getting frag grenades. So I'm really excited to see. And personally, I would love to see Thermite get frag grenades. Bring back my boy Fragmite. But anyway, new ranked requirements coming in Year 9. And this is what they have to say. Ranked is the most popular competitive mode in Siege. Hence, there is no surprise that it's always on our line of sight in terms of priority, ensuring that players can enjoy a well-balanced competitive match, both with and against similar skilled players. We are committed to make sure ranked is a fair environment, and adding more ranked requirements to reinforce the core experience. Now, when they say new ranked requirements, previously that means, you know, they may increase the level. Back then, they also had to make sure you had a phone number before you could even play ranked. So I don't know if this is like increasing the level to play ranked from like 50 to 60, for example. I hope that's not the case. I hope it's basically them just updating ranked from like rank 2.0 to rank 2.5, for example, because people have issues with the new rank system, obviously, but we're going to have to wait and see. Now, if you're a content creator on Xbox or PlayStation, this is really going to hurt you, because the privacy mode on consoles have been canceled, and this is what Ubisoft has to say about it. The work required to deliver privacy mode on consoles have brought up external challenges that came up late in progress. As well as this, new privacy features have been made available inside the console ecosystem itself. For this reason, we have made the tough decision to stop development on this feature for consoles specifically for the time being, which is very unfortunate. You know, I remember World Penguin on Twitter talking about how he was really excited to see this on console because he plays a lot of Xbox. And when it was announced, he was very sad. So, you know, for the average player, this is really not going to do much for you. However, for those streamers and content creators, it's really going to suck. So 6 hours ago of me recording this video, Ubisoft decided to fully reveal the entire operation, which is called Operation Deep Freeze, and they followed it with this tweet. There is a chill in the air. Maybe it's the weather, or maybe it's the beginning of a frosty end to your foes. Catch the full reveal of the new Operation Deep Freeze of Rainbow Six Siege on November 12th at 11 a.m. PT or 8 p.m. CET. So, and as we're going to see in a minute, we can kind of tell that this gadget is going to be ice-based in some way. And while Siege is doing the Atlanta Major right now, they have these little segments in between the games called Siege Intros, which are giving us little details about the new season. I'll play this one segment for you right now and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Maverick's flaming gadget might be that one tool you can always rely on when it's time to melt through the enemy's defense. Training your sharpshooter skills will come in very handy when it comes to countering the effect of her fresh new face. This season is the perfect moment to review your frag throwing skills, because a well-placed bang might just be what you need to clear you and your team a path to victory.
What we can immediately gather from the beginning of that video is that Maverick is going to be one of the few counters to this gadget, because obviously fire melts ice if it is an ice-based gadget. And from what I heard and what people have been talking about online, we kind of have an idea of what this gadget is going to be used for, and it's going to be kind of an alternative to Bandit, Kite, or Mute. From what I understand, you can place it onto reinforced walls. I'm not entirely sure about hatches though, so we're going to have to wait for the full reveal on that. And it's meant to obviously stop hard breach gadgets, but how is it exactly going to do it? Because if it's like Bandit, then yeah, it's just probably going to destroy it. However, my theory is, because it's going to be based around ice, is either going to slow down the activation of a Selma on Ace, for example, or is going to completely freeze it, and paired with Bandit, he can successfully do a Bandit trick. And from what Ubisoft has said, this operator is going to pair well with Solus and Pulse, and my theory just makes sense after that. This likely means that you're going to have to play it like your Bandit tricking, so while a Selma or exothermic charge is going off, you place it down, and then it just freezes it, allowing Bandit to destroy it. That makes just total sense to me, and that actually sounds pretty cool. And at the time of me recording this video, unfortunately, we do not know their loadout, so we don't know if they have a new gun or not, nor their secondary gadgets. So the last teaser we're going to be talking about is the Frag Change. And I had to go to Fakil's Twitter page to actually find it, because it's not on their official page yet. And this is them hinting at the frag grenade change. And so it looks like you can no longer pocket your grenade, because if you can tell by Sledge here, he has to throw it. But nading from below seems like it's still effective. So if that's the case, then that's kind of like a little bit of a lazy way to do it. But that also makes frag grenades a lot riskier to use. And because of that, they may buff the frags in some other way. Maybe that buff is like what I talked about earlier, about them just giving more frags to more operators, which I think that's fine. And I do think the nades needed a nerf in some way, so this might be the way they're doing it, but we're going to have to wait and see. And as far as I'm aware, that is every teaser that Ubisoft has shown us on Sunday, November 5th. I'm mainly interested to see how the operator is going to work, and I'm curious if they're going to have a new gun or not. And I'm very sad that the shield rework is likely not going to come in this season. But hey, I'd rather it be released in a good state than a broken state. And as a friendly reminder, the reveal is going to be on the 12th, so keep an eye out for that. But I would like to know what you're most excited for this season. And with all that said, that's the end of the video. If you like what I make, I appreciate it if you subscribe. And with all that said, I hope you have a good day or good night, and goodbye.